everyone, and welcome back to episode 7 of this series. If you're new here, please make sure to check out episode 0 to have a better idea of what's this all about. But without further ado, let's get started. In the last episode, we have talked about remembering and retrieving the things that we have learned. But sometimes learning itself can be hard for some people, especially when there is a hidden hindering factor such as the self-sabotage trap. One of the most dangerous self-sabotage traps is the imposter syndrome, which imposes a great recipe of failure that will lead you to easily burn out. You know, many of us put extra pressure on ourselves while starting a new role and having feelings of insecurity or not being qualified enough for our jobs or roles in general. We risk overworking and run a huge risk of burnout. We can help ourselves out from this trap by positive self-talk and an affirmative mindset. The imposter syndrome is a huge delusion that you set up for yourself, and it hinders you from moving forward because you start to think exactly like this diagram, that the amount of knowledge or talent that you have compared to others is so limited and insignificant, while in reality what others know about other things may be equal to what you know about certain topics. Because literally there is no one in this world who happens to know every single thing and piece of information. In other plain words, the imposter syndrome is the feeling that you're not worthy of your designation, title, possession, or success. Like your accomplishments may be due to luck or effort, but you feel you lack the talent or skill for them. Now that you know the meaning of the imposter syndrome, but if we come to the question, what is the reality of the imposter syndrome like? The imposter syndrome is like a nagging feeling that your success is due to luck, good timing, or even a computer error. It makes us think that we have done nothing and that we secretly are a fraud for taking undue or undeserved credit. The person suffering from the imposter syndrome lives in fear that soon the secret about his true nature will be uncovered. The antidote or the counteract to the imposter syndrome is self-efficacy, which is about learning one's own value. Self-efficacy is described as a perceived ability to succeed at a particular task. It means having rock-solid confidence and a supercharged belief in your ability. You are as good as others. We subconsciously give undue credit to other people who are successful around us while we undermine our own efforts. Understand that if other people can be successful using their own skills, so can you. I believe that by now we know enough information about the imposter syndrome, but the good question is, how can you overcome the imposter syndrome? You can overcome the imposter syndrome going for one of the two options. The first one is seeking an outsider's opinion. The second one is reframing the situation. We will talk about the first option at the beginning, and we will tackle the latter moving forward. Seeking an outsider's opinion, like other people who can provide positive opinion or give you praise about your work, including your talent or skills, can help you by waking you out of your feeling of being a fraud. So the second option we talked about is reframing your situation. Reframing our personal hidden bias and negative feelings into something positive can change our outlook towards the situation. People who experience the imposter syndrome perceive it as something harmful to their success. But the behaviors that the imposters show to compensate for their self-doubt can make them better at their jobs and motivate them to outperform their non-imposter peers in interpersonal skills. It's all about perspective. And a really good example for this is when you think that you're moving too fast, you're being impatient. However, you can reframe the situation as enthusiasm to reach earlier. In this episode, we talked about something that hinders people from getting better and being themselves. For the upcoming episode, we'll be talking about another set or group of people that have a totally different type of struggle that I personally count myself from those people. Next week, we'll be talking about multi-potentiality and contrarian people, which I'm very excited for. But sadly, our episode comes to an end today. But if you like today's episode, please make sure to leave a comment with your thoughts and share it with your friends and family. And hopefully, I'll see you again next week. But until then, stay tuned, stay safe, love, Steph.